I was told that, look, you can tolerate the pain, so why don't you, we're just going to keep you on this pill rather than send you to Balboa, to the one MRI machine I think they had in Southern California that there was a year wait for. You know, that's one of the ways of rationing care, is you're rationing the access to it and who is qualified to see it. And one thing that scares me is that in the future, instead of me running against Mark Schauer saying, you know, having a fundamental difference in what we believe, you know, government's role in healthcare should be, you know, you'll have Republicans, Democrats arguing about how many MRI machines the state of Michigan gets, and that's a scary specter.
Michelle Bachmann had mentioned something about if they can get enough or take over the House, one way of fighting this bill is to defund it. Have you thought anything about that?
I don't know enough about the inner workings of that to answer it intelligently. I do know that you know, there are different sources of funding for the bills. One of the things about that Bart Stupak, you know, was fighting for and then caved on was the federal funding for abortions. Is that funding part of it didn't deal with appropriated funds, and so the Hyde Amendment only covers appropriated funds when you're dealing with federal funding of abortion with Medicare. And when the Democrats would come out and say, oh, the Hyde Amendment's still the same, so we don't have to worry about it, it's not true. Your taxpayer dollars are going to be used to fund abortions, and that's the reality. And you know, the executive agreement that President Obama signed is great until NARAL or one of these other radical pro-abortion groups decides to sue, and they're going to win because the executive agreement doesn't have the force of law. Congress makes the law, not the president. Yes, sir.
Assuming you get elected, you go to Washington, will you tell all public employees in Washington, D.C. that you are done with your present insurance program and you have to be on the program that your employers are on?
I'm sorry, I have to to my left ear. Could you say that again?
If you go to Washington and you get elected,
yeah,
are you willing to tell every public employee in the Capitol in Washington, D.C. that you no longer have your cushy insurance program? You have to be on the program that you elected to give to your employees.
Yeah, it's a great point. Mark Schauer and some other people that have been in politics as their career, their whole life, have always lived under their own set of rules. And then they make rules for all of us to live under that's different from the set of rules that they live under. I think it'd be great for Mark to live under, you know, the rules that he makes that he's never lived under. One thing that I think is comical is that if you get elected to the legislature here in Michigan and you make it 6 years, you get lifetime health care. You know, in the military, you have to put 20 hard years in to get lifetime health care. You know, here in Michigan, 6 years you make it. So Mark's got his lifetime health care, and some others that have as well. But, you know, I don't look at what I'm doing running for Congress. I don't look at it as a career stepping stone. I look at it as a citizen legislature going down there. That was the intent of our founding fathers, that you had people from diverse walks of life going down there and spending some time but not their whole lives. I have no interest in being John Dingell. But yeah, I agree with you. You didn't like that answer?
You're a good politician. You won't answer an answer. You won't give an answer to a question.
I thought
you went all the way around.
I thought you said he agreed with you.
Yes or no?
I said I agree with you.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
You didn't say yes, you would do it.
Maybe we're talking past each other. I can talk to you afterwards a little bit more.
You've talked enough.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, I'm not a career. I've never been involved in politics before.
That's what everybody says.
So maybe maybe it's my my lawyer training. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'll talk to you more offline. I'll talk to you all night if you want. Yes, sir.
Big issue in the area is unemployment in your district. Sitting right next to Detroit, of course, we're attached to the automobile industry quite heavily, directly and indirectly. Every time there seems to be a new job in the area, Mark Schauer has a press release taking credit for it. I'm not sure government has ever made a job in the area other than the state office buildings downtown.